Making art every day for 31 days? Can I really do that? Well, I'm challenging this idea by participating in Peachtober this year and making an art piece every single day for the month of October. Howdy hey, I'm Kit Kat and welcome to day 8 of Peachtober. Today's prompt is leaf, and before we even get into it, it's time for card attack time! So what is card attack time? Well, let me tell you, card attack time is when I pick an extra challenge for the day. I have 31 challenges for the 31 days of Peachtober, and every day I have a different challenge that I have to complete on top of making art every single day. So let's pick our challenge. I knew this day was coming. I knew it was. Did I want it to be today? Not really, but that's okay. The challenge is left hand freaky, which is the challenge where I have to use my left hand. LOL. Now, I want to add a few things with this, because I don't want to say that the whole challenge is I have to use my left hand and I can't even use my right hand at all. Yes, I do have to use my left hand for the challenge. I have to draw with my Apple Pencil with my left hand. My right hand I can use for things like zooming in, going back, things that I use my left hand for when I use my right hand for drawing. So my right hand gets to play the role of the left hand, and the left hand gets to play the role of the right hand. So I just want to put that out there, that it's not that I use my left hand entirely and I don't use my right hand at all, but I do have to use my left hand to draw and to color / fill / all of that part of it, for sure. Before we get into it, let me show you the color palette. That's the color palette, pretty hype. And also let me show you the sketch. Because today's prompt is leaf, I thought a basil leaf would be a good choice for the sketch. Now, clearly this is very detailed. Probably gonna end up doing something very different because I have to use my left hand, so I'm not gonna go crazy detailed. Yeah. And with that, let's get cooking. Welcome back to another Kit Kat voiceover. Today was genuinely so hard, but I will say that Procreate is such an amazing tool, and if you've ever used it, then you would know that there are a lot of features to it that can make this challenge a little bit more doable, so it doesn't look like I did it with my left hand at all. But as you can see from the filming process, I did do everything with my left hand, which was very, very hard. It made it take way longer to actually complete the piece because I had to do everything with my left hand, and it felt so unnatural and uncomfortable, and my hand really hurt by the end. Like, holding that pencil was just so confusing. Like, my brain was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this with your left hand? You know you only can do this with your right hand. And then I'm out here like, nope, I'm going to do it with my left hand. You're just going to have to figure it out. But basically in Procreate, you can make a really good circle by just tapping the side of the screen, and then Procreate will literally perfect a circle or like perfect lines. So that's kind of the way that I got myself through this challenge, so that it didn't look like a 2-year-old drew it, because it honestly probably would have looked like that if that tool had not been to my advantage for this piece. Anyway, going back to the why behind the design, today's prompt was leaf, and I thought that basil leaf would be a good pick. I love basil, so that's part of why I picked it. And we also eat basil a lot in our household, especially in soups, and also on toast with like mozzarella and tomato. Really good. That was kind of my original idea with the design, but then when I realized I had to do it with my left hand and I was going to try to make it look a little bit more geometric, since I knew that would look better because of Procreate's tools, I decided against the original idea I had and I went forward with something a little bit different. This piece includes, of course, the basil and tomatoes, and then I put pasta and I put cheese. They all just seemed like objects that I could draw very simply and with basic lines and shapes that I could do somewhat decently with the tools in Procreate. And I think that's literally the only reason that this piece somewhat sort of turned out. It kind of reminds me of this piece I made a couple months ago with a very similar concept. Insert that piece here. Like, I feel like I used practically the same color palette and like the same vibe. I basically just copied my own work, but that's okay. Well, anyway, I hope I never have to draw with my left hand like ever again. I don't know why I put this challenge into my challenge bucket, because it was so hard, and for what? Like, I've been saying this every day, a lot of the challenges have actually added to the piece, but this is the one piece where I feel like the challenge took away from what probably would have been a better piece, but because I had to do it with my left hand, it was not as good as I wanted it to be. But that also helped me because I had a lot less control in how it was going to turn out, and I just had to try my best, and that was that. But would I ever draw with my left hand again? Lord willingly, no. If somebody comments and says I like really have to give it a second chance, maybe I'll try. But honestly, one time was enough for me. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be able to like write and draw with both my hands, and I would try sometimes in school when I was in like elementary school, but I just never was capable. And after that, those dreams died and I never tried again until today. And I hope that today was the last day I ever do that, because it was not an enjoyable process. And this is the first piece of Peachtober that genuinely I did not enjoy the process of working on. I did not enjoy the process. I'm not super proud of the outcome, and I'm glad it's over. But I'm guessing you want to see how it turned out, so I will show you the final design, and it's time for that. Welcome to the end of the video where I show you the final piece, so here it is. I hope I never have to draw with my left hand again, because, yeah, I like my right hand very much, and I can't wait to draw with my right hand again tomorrow. That is my final thoughts from today's piece and challenge. With that, I'm making a video every day, so you should subscribe. And if this is your first video you're watching of Peachtober, there are 7 other videos up on my YouTube right now that you can go binge watch. And yeah, that's it. That's the video. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll catch you on the flippity flop. Bye!